Yes, the Black Stars of Ghana won narrowly by a goal to nil against Panama in their first game at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And of course, this marks for the first time since that win against Comoros in the 1-0 encounter during the last qualifiers games for the 2026 FIFA World Cup when Thomas Partey scored the only goal of the game at the Accra Sports Stadium. And of course, since that time, the Black Stars have struggled to win a game, lost in five on the friendly games that were played. I mean, 1-0 against South Korea, 2-0 against Japan, and of course, losing 5-1 against Austria. And you can talk about the 2-1 narrow defeat against the Diamond Shot of Germany. And of course, that 2-0 defeat against Mexico, and before that 1-1 scoreline against Wales in Cardiff. So yesterday was for the first time in 8 games that the Black Stars of Ghana has won a game. And this marks how Carlos Queiroz kick-started his debut in competitive game as the coach of the Black Stars of Ghana. Let's take a look at what happened in the first half. Honestly, majority of Ghanaians were not impressed because of the fact that we were not pressing high up of the field. Jordan Ayew was not giving much of pressure. The three back line of Panama were having that free-flowing attitude to pull back and to ensure that they build from the back. The likes of Jose Cordoba, the likes of Waterman, deep in midfield, Carlos Harvey, Martinez were having the free fold. And then, of course, Michael Amil Murillo was making a lot of surging moves at the right side. And this was the reason why he made a pull-out that Cecil Waterman connected before Lawrence Atizigi. Make sure he gave us that all-important save. And of course, we're going to remember that's clearly a decision which was supposed to be a penalty decision, even though there wasn't a VR review. And that was when Carlos Martinez came with Jerome Opoku. And of course, if you take a look at what happened in the entire first half, Ghana failed to play a shot on target. And before the game for Ghana in that game against Panama, no team in the World Cup so far has gone all the way in the first half without playing or any shot on target, which was quite unfortunate. In the second half, the coach made sure some changes came on board. The likes of Lawrence Atizigi was substituted due to his injury that he sustained in the first time. Of course, Benjamin Asari came and took over. Abdul Fattah Isaku also came and took over from Ernest Nuyama. So we saw some flashes of brilliant moves. And quickly, we saw that our transition was quickly moving in that situation. We were stringing our passes together. For me, most of the people at times chastised Elisha Osu, but I think I was really impressed with his attitude. He covers the space. He makes sure he tackles very well. He never let dangerously to make sure that pressure comes on board on his part. Caleb Irenchi in the first half had a tackle which was so unnecessary, and of course he was shown a yellow card, which was quite unfortunate on his part. So that was the reason why when he was going for tackles at a point in time, he was very cautious. But it was good that he made sure he maintained his mettle. And Marvin Senaya also did marvelously well in the game. He was quite okay. Not too much of movement, not too much of pullouts. Just one shot which went left off the hook, but it was quite brilliant on the part of the centre backs. I mean, Jonas Ajiti and Jerome Opoku. They made sure they marshaled their backline. Yes, in as much as there were some couple of dangerous lines that we were making at a point in time, we were living dangerously, but I think they were okay. Jonas Ajiti and of course Jerome Opoku did show they marshaled the backline very well, controlled the take of ourselves. But Panama showed resilience, especially in the first half. It was like you would say whether Panama was Ghana and Ghana was Panama in the first half, because Ghana is the team that used to play the free-flowing football that you need to watch. And of course, stringing the passes together, making a lot of moves, and that was very good. But for Panama, I think that was what they did. They came with an intention that Black Stars is probably the weakest opponent among those three teams that they are supposed to meet. So they also made sure that they might try as much as possible to get at least that 3 points from Ghana, because they knew the game against England is going to be very difficult for them. And also they know that the game against Croatia is also going to be another difficult challenge. So the Black Stars of Ghana is possibly the game that they can secure 3 points within the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But unfortunately for them, the Black Stars of Ghana, we saw also in the second half when Thomas Brandasante came, he was also showing a lot of movement. But Jordan Ayew, once again, we need to talk about how he delayed our transitions. And this was very key in the second half. At a point in time, Antoine Semenyo came with the ball, gave him the pass. He was expecting a walk pass, just quick feet, 1-2, then we just move. But he decided to be on the ball, and the ball he was dispossessed of the ball, which was quite unfortunate because we saw him doing it in that friendly game against Germany. Antoine Semenyo started the build-up from our half. Gave him a pass. He was just expecting the move, just 1, 2, 3 pass to move. But I didn't give him the pass. He delayed the ball and then moved back. In that game against Wales in Cardiff, I was there. I saw Marvin Senaya also making a quick move, giving him a pass, expecting the ball pass to be just one time. He also delayed the. This was quite unfortunate, and Jordan needs to be talked about. He needs to be talked to with regards to how he delays our transitions in making those movements. In a game that we might be down and we will need to score, doing these kind of things and using this kind of attitude might not help us. And Jordan Ayew quickly needs to be talked to, which was quite unfortunate. But it was a good game. It was good in the second half. The likes of Antoine Semenyo showed up in the second half. And of course, Kwasi Sibo came for Elisha Osu. He was okay because he was making a lot of movement. His passes wasn't too much of back passes. It was sideways and also front passes, which was helping us to make progress. And of course, Thomas Brandon Asante make that bold move after Antoine Semenyo led the pass to him. So he and Michael Murillo just need to force and then make that move to make sure he has that move. And that was quite very, very good on the part of Brandon Thomas Asante. And that helped Caleb Yirinchi to secure Ghana's first goal in 2026 FIFA World Cup. But let's talk about this. Is it strange? Is it mysterious? Or what? Do you remember in 2006 in Germany when the Black Stars played or made their debut at the World Cup? Black Stars' first goal at the tournament was scored by a number 3 jersey. And that is number 3 shirted man in the shape of Asamoah Gyan. That was the first goal that came from Ghana at the FIFA World Cup in 2006 against Czech Republic. Even though in the first game against Italy, the Black Stars lost by 2-0. But the first goal of Ghana in the history of the World Cup, and of course, the first goal of Ghana in that World Cup in Germany was scored by a number 3 shirted man. And that was Asamoah Gyan. In 2010, again, the Black Stars appeared at the FIFA World Cup. And that game at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria, Tshwane, against Serbia, Black Stars scored. Courtesy, guess what? Another number 3 jersey in the shape of Asamoah Gyan. And that was how it happened when Asamoah Gyan scored from the spot after Kevin Prince Boateng was heckled in the penalty box. And of course, to the next World Cup, which was 2010 in Germany. This time around, a number 10 shirted man in the shape of Andre Dede Ayew scored Black Stars' first goal in the World Cup of 2014 in Germany, in Brazil. And that was that 2-1 defeat against USA. After Clint Dempsey scored early goal in the first half, we saw Dede Ayew equalizing for Ghana before Christian Brooks scored the match winner for the United States of Africa. That was Brazil 2014. In the last World Cup at Qatar 2022, a number 10 shirted man in the shape of Andre Dede Ayew scored the goal, the first goal of Ghana in that World Cup. And that was when he equalized for the Black Stars against Portugal after Cristiano Ronaldo have scored from the spot during, we all going to remember the penalty incident between Cristiano Ronaldo and Mohamed Salisu. So it was Dede Ayew, number 10 shirted man, who equalized for Ghana after receiving a pass from Mohamed Kudus. So what it means is, in that first 2 tournaments, this was Germany 2006 and Brazil 2010, South Africa 2010, number 3 shirted man scored the first goals for Ghana in those tournaments. And of course, the two subsequent ones, which was Brazil 2014, and of course, you can talk about the 2022 one in Qatar. Number 10 shattered man in the shape of Didier Ayew scored. Guess what? In Black Stars' first game against Panama at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, a number 3 shattered man in the shape of Caleb Irinchi secured the only goal in the game for the Black Stars of Ghana in a narrow win as the Black Stars won by a goal to nil. Is it mysterious? But of course, Caleb Irinchi becomes the 10th Ghanaian player to score a goal at the World Cup. And it's absolutely incredible for the young man, that man born in Bichim, and of course, that man who plies his trade with Norgeland in the Denmark League. Before this World Cup, none of our scorers have this in the history of the World Cup was part of the squad that we went to with the squad at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In our first World Cup, we saw 4 scorers for Ghana: Asamoah Gyan, Sule Muntari, Stephen Appiah, and of course Hamidou Dramani. So in our first World Cup in Germany 2006, we had 4 scorers. In 2010, we had 3 scorers, and that was Asamoah Gyan, Kevin Prince Boateng, and Sule Muntari. So of course, Kevin Prince Boateng has added up to the 4 players that have scored, because Sule Muntari scored in 2006 and scored again in 2010. So Kevin Prince Boateng became the 5th player in 2010. And of course, the next World Cup was in 2014 in Brazil. Andre Didier Ayew also added his name as one of the players to score a goal for the Black Stars of Ghana in that World Cup. So Andre Didier Ayew became the 6th Ghanaian player to score a goal at the FIFA World Cup. And that was in 2014. Asamoah Gyan also scored again. So we missed out in Russia 2018. But in Qatar 2022, we also saw 4 scorers, including 3 new players. And among them, Didier Ayew was part. He scored the first goal in that game against Portugal. And of course, Osman Bukari added his name as the 7th player. Mohamed Salisu became the 8th player when he scored the first goal for us against South Korea at Qatar 2022. And of course, who else? The star boy Mohamed Kudus became the 9th Ghanaian player to score a goal at the World Cup when he scored twice in that 3-2 win against South Korea. And incredibly, Caleb Irinchi, the young man, becomes the 10th Ghanaian player to score a goal at the FIFA World Cup. So that was how the Black Stars kick-started our journey at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. On Tuesday, it's going to be a big hurdle against the three Lions of England. Let's see what happens. But even though a lot of people were not enthused with the kind of performance the Black Stars displayed, especially in the first half, but whether the ugly way, what you just needed was to kickstart the tournament with a win, and that will simply build your confidence ahead of the next game, and especially when we're going to be having Thomas Partey in our next game against England. So this was how the Black Stars kickstarted their journey in the 2026 FIFA World Cup in USA, Canada, and Mexico. This has been the podcast channel with our. Thank you.